What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, and Courtney, redemptionagency.com, 22 years selling full-time on the eBay. We are early today. We are a little before 7 a.m. So I got a few items here to ship out. Yesterday didn't end as good as I was hoping it would. I was hoping to get to 600. Got to 568. Yesterday was kind of plagued with like blocks of time that were just nothing came through for some reason. So not surprised I didn't hit 600. I ended and sold similar on a little over 2,000 items yesterday. Try to do at least 1,000 a day, but I think we're down about nothing older than 3.5 months on my account. So we'll leave it there for a bit. Take about a week or two off of ending and selling similar. And we'll see where it goes. But I ended up starting the new promotion beta yesterday, which we'll talk about, I guess. Check into and see if it's done anything yet. Usually says it's going to take a while to get started, so we'll see. But I got a feeling my organics are probably going to be way down also. Let's see. Oh, yeah. 28 items sold yesterday, 25 promoted, 3 organic. That's the way though it's headed. It's headed to full promoted, if you do promote, you're going to end up probably being at 100%. I mean, I'm already at 90. But that's the game we're playing now. What kind of just doesn't make sense to me is I got, definitely a lot of one-off unique style items that takes the right person to buy. And when those items do sell, they seem to come up promoted also. So maybe I need to figure out a way to separate those in like a different folder and just not promote them. Just trying to think of different ways of doing it since I just promote everything across the board. Finding a way to maybe break it up. When I list them, put them in a different folder that I don't tag for promoted. You knew. Just thinking of, always thinking of different scenarios. So let's see if that new promotion thing started yet. I don't even know if I can click into it now, but it's basically promoting off eBay now, promoting on Google. That's something that eBay used to do. But in order to put more money into their pocket, they decided to stop doing that and pass that expense on to us. I still think that's just going to be another decision long term that's not going to work out for them. Because A, how many people are really going to do it? B, if you're finding ways to sell less items because you're focusing in on higher quality items like watches, if that doesn't work out, you're killing all these small birds, hoping that this big bird works out for you. And if that big bird just happens to fly away, well, guess what? You killed all these small birds, so you're left with no birds. An empty bush, if you will. So I don't know. It's called Offsite Ads, and it's in beta form. Yeah, nothing yet. So I set it up yesterday. The minimum you can do is $5 a day. So it's $150. Going to be a trial run for month 1. And this is the best time to do it. This next month is supposed to be the busiest shopping month. So if I get no to crappy results with these 30 days, then I'll know whether it's worth doing or not, period. So, and they didn't show anything like you have to set up any keywords or anything. So I think it's just by your items going out to Google somehow. I'm not sure. I think the $5 covers 55 clicks, I think it said, for the day. So we'll see. And their page is set up for sales conversion rate and everything. So we'll see if we'll be able to get a pretty clear picture if it's worth the dollars spent or not. So if I spend $150 between now and Christmas, how much money did it bring in, if you will? So it has clicks, sold, sales, return on, sales conversion, average, CPC, and the ad fee. So, and it says metrics are reported in near real time, allow approximately 96 hours to reconcile. But it also said it takes a couple of weeks to get it fully functioning. So I'll sacrifice $150 and we'll learn from it and see. I have a huge store. I get a lot of external traffic already, so I get about 500 page views from external. So I'll be able to show against that also if it's bringing that up or not. I would think it should count within those numbers also, because it's coming from outside of eBay. It's technically external. So we will see. And Google is kind of where I kind of sell those unique items, because sometimes people just type something into Google instead of like eBay, and then just happen to come across an item they could buy. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So hopefully today will end up better than yesterday with sales. We're at 7 o'clock. I'm already at $53. So we shall see. Trying to think. I'm trying not to think, but think, because I don't want to get my head wrapped up into this stuff too much. So try it, say it, move on. So, and then what I'm trying to do with my listing process is before, on drafts, you're allowed to make 5,000 drafts. And it was deleting them at about 260, 270 last time. It started deleting one for every time I made one. So I called it in a few different times over the past 2 years. So hopefully that's fixed by now. And I can go back to making a huge amount of drafts. Because I've at one time had 1,000+ drafts going. And that's when I was keeping up with like 200 items a day. So, and then what I do in drafts is I just build everything but the pictures, put it on a shelf. Build everything but the pictures, put it on a shelf. When I get to something that's like, say a Christmas item that I want to get up now, then I go ahead and do all stages. Fill in the draft, take the picture, list it. try to get a few before I list them, so it's easier instead of doing them one by one. So then I can put them in a location together, and then draft, shelf, draft, shelf. And then on certain days, if I don't feel like drafting, I just want to take pictures, and I've got thousands of drafts. I can just start taking pictures and list several hundred that day. So I'm trying to get back on that track. So hopefully that draft thing is working now. Some will say that you can only do 250 drafts, but if you have Seller Hub and you go through Seller Hub and do them kind of one by one, you're allowed to have 5,000 drafts. So I guess somehow before those were getting, I don't even understand the whole 250 thing. Well, the way it's stated, I don't understand where it's coming from. Let me see. I'll kind of read it to you so you can get the gists of it. You'll find your drafts on the draft page in My eBay or on the manager draft in Seller Hub. You can save up to 250 drafts through the quick listing tool on eBay. Now, I guess I don't use the quick listing tool, so I don't even know what that is exactly. Is that just the sell your item thing? And if that's the case, wouldn't it save it to drafts anyway? So I'm not sure. I'm confused by what that means. And up to 5,000 drafts through the single and bulk business listing tools in Seller Hub. Listing, drafts, that's the listing tool, right? Create listings. So, through single or multiple. Single and bulk. So I'm not sure what that 250, the quick listing tool is. So, oh, hopefully that's working again. So I'm building right now. So yesterday I got 68 items listed and 71 drafts made. So then today I'll top that 71 and then build more drafts also. So, or 68, sorry. Top that 68 and then build on the drafts. So we'll see. Try to keep it going and hopefully that's fixed so I can get back to the all-in method. I'm going all in and doing my reorganizing projects at the same time, which takes a few hours. I think that's why I've kind of slacked on cross doing to Poshmark, is because my hours are spent with the organizing project instead of putting it on the cross list. So once I get, it's going to take a while. I can't really say. I was going to say once I get the organizing project done, then I can really concentrate on Poshmark. I know I have the hours to invest in it, but it may take me a while to fully get everything totally organized. So pulling out of a lot of delisted merchandise. But then too, when I end and sell similar, I'm delisting a lot of merchandise because of the stock CDs and DVDs that eBay has erased the pictures of and the item specific. So I just let them end instead of wrestling with them to deal with them. So alrighty. I just stumbled upon your video and I am glad I did, but hopefully there is one question you can answer for me. How do some sellers sell items for $4 or $5 with free shipping? Well, they basically make nothing on their item or very, 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 very little. and you have to do it in bulk. You know, you have to be a bulk seller to really make that matter, or just not care if you don't make any money or very little money. Please don't advise people to raise their ad rates. Well, unfortunately, that's the game we play. You know, the ones who deny it, who don't have those quick flip items, or who don't end and sell similar every day or something. Basically, it's a pay-to-play situation. You can find ways around it, but it's not long-term sustainable. And the hours it takes per day, you'll realize that your time should be more valuable than that, and you should end up promoting to make up for your time to do that. So if say you have thousands of items and you're ending every day, and say it takes a half hour to do 2,000 items. It's a little long. Well, maybe not. Say it takes a half hour to do 2,000 items, and you do it every day. Then that's 3.5 hours per week that you could be listing new stuff. So what would you pay to get that 3.5 hours back? And a lot of sellers, I believe, they're too stubborn to even try it, and don't realize that once you got to at least try it and see what it does, depending on your setup, what you sell, et cetera, et cetera. If you give an extra 10%, but your sales go up 50%, well, then was it worth it? If you need the money, it's worth it, But yeah, if you watch the videos, 21 didn't work. And I was hoping it was, but I know I've tested before up to 25 and it didn't work any different. So, but the site changes on a daily basis. So what may have worked yesterday may not work today, and vice versa. So you're either trying different things, or you are watching someone like me or Jeff or Josh or whoever trying different things and learning from their tries. We're out here spending the money and then reporting back to you on what works and what doesn't work. So, and you have to be kind of invested in the videos, because you're not just going to get all those answers in one video. So watching one video is not going to give you the full picture of, especially my channel. Watching one video is not going to give you the full picture of everything on how a 22-year-old eBay business runs, even with especially with all the changes going on. So you have to find the ones that give the best, I guess, updates on what works and what doesn't, to realize where to invest your listening power, time, if you will, I guess. So I sell on eBay, but I do occasionally purchase, and purchasing along with looking up comps for items that I sell have really made me realize how awful the search function is right now. I typed in shark vacuum filter and got a return on everything from coins to hats, mixed in an occasional vacuum filter. I didn't even bother to look why the other items were showing up. Well, if you typed in, it's probably focusing on shark and if you watch my videos, it appears that it's focusing on one word at a time, and it changes almost on a daily basis. One search I'll do one day will not be the same the next. So I put in Shark vacuum filters, and now I'm getting all Shark vacuum filters. But I'm not saying you didn't get a bunch of other stuff, because like I said, I've seen it both ways. But surprisingly, all I'm getting is filters. So it might be focusing on filters for me, as opposed to it was focusing on Shark for you. Maybe. Or maybe it's improved. All the filters that I'm seeing have the word Shark in the title. So it's actually showing up as a very narrow search for me. Wow. Let's take out the word filter. All Shark vacuums. Let's just type Shark filter. Yeah. See, that search is working perfectly for me. But I guess another thing to realize too, like when I typed it in, it narrowed it down just to one category on the side. That's where a lot of the problems come in. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. And in the past, doing that was a bad thing, because I remember it was a Star Wars figure test, and it would narrow it down to a certain category, but then it was missing many other categories that they were actually in also. So that's the bad thing about it narrowing it down to one category, is like one thing, like a Cardinal baseball hat. And that's the one I always use. If it narrows it down just to hats or Major League Baseball, then you're missing some of the others, because some of them will be in hats, some of them will be in Major League Baseball. I always put all mine in Major League Baseball. But that's searching it under all, so it didn't narrow it down. So it's good that it realized filter is a part, and it narrowed it down. I put in Cardinal baseball hat, and it's looking under everything. So that's good. My only problem is I never get good placement anymore. That's the one thing I still don't understand. Why, if I promote at a higher rate than your average person, have top rated seller plus whatever, blah, 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 why don't I ever get any good placements? I end and sell similar. I'll get new placements for maybe 6 hours, and then it goes away. And like the Cardinal baseball hat test is, as I said before, I have about 8% of the stock that's on eBay. And even having that huge of a percentage of eBay's entire stock and not getting good placement, it baffles me as to why. And every time I call in to ask, when I used to, they would just say, well, there's nothing wrong with your account, so I don't see why. And so I have no idea. Like, I'm going through right now looking for my items on a page of 260. I'm halfway down and still have not even seen one of my hats yet. There's one finally. So a little over halfway down, I find my first one, and it's not sponsored. Were there any sponsors at the top of the page? Yeah. So I don't know. Let's see if I get the bottom sponsored spot or not. Nope, I don't even get the bottom sponsored spot this time. And the way it's been acting lately, I'll have maybe 2 or 3 on page 2, and then my majority will come up on page 3. I'm not going to sit here and go through all of them, but my point is, I don't know what else I have to do. Yeah, so there's one. So what else I have to do to get my stuff? Why are my items being suppressed so often? I don't even have the top of page 3 this time. There's one there, but my account is suppressed for some reason, more than I believe it should be, compared to doing all the right things eBay wants you to do. I don't know. Somebody don't like my videos, so they suppress my account. That's one conspiracy theory, right? So I don't know. It's just one thing I can't figure out. When I used to get on my Cardinal hat test, I would have 10 to 15 on page 1, having 8% of the stock that's on eBay. So something within that algorithm that I have not been able to find yet is, I guess, I don't know. So I don't know. But I'm not going to think about it. Just going to keep listing and listing and listing. And let's get to shipping then. We got National Baseball Hall of Fame book. I sold for $10. Headed to Cleveland, Ohio. That's the one thing I wish I could figure out. Before the changes 2 years ago, I would have 10 to 15 Cardinal hats on the first page. Now I rarely have one. And whatever that change was, has been the biggest problem with my account and the sales. Because that was the main change I noticed when my sales started going down. So it's 2 years and I still don't have an answer for that question. And that's another reason I don't think it's like an inside thing on eBay. Hopefully they learn their lesson from that lawsuit of stalking people who run that e-commerce bites or whatever it's called. And the fact that it kind of started 2 years ago before I was really making videos going, what the hell is going on? Type of videos, So that's why I believe it's something within the system. Whether that's, favoring newer sellers over older sellers. Whether that's older stores being on a different server that's still having problems. Like I said, I've never got a good answer. So, and it has to be, I hope that it would be something, not something malicious, I would never accuse anybody of that without some good solid evidence. So I don't believe it's anything like that. I think it would be one of the two things I stated before. It'd be something like that. But All right, next up, sold for 20 bucks, headed to Richmond, Virginia. We've got 3 Cars pictures. Alrighty. Let's see here. Not sure. I think that's the one thing I wish I could figure out, because that's, I believe, the key. To my sales, and also the fact that 2 organics sold. 51,000 items, 2 organics sold, So. I don't know. I wish I... No, James, stop thinking about it. Stop. Don't put no time into it. You put too much time into it. You're working on doubling down. Don't worry about it. Double down. These things came with the Popeyes turkeys we ordered. And there's like foam inside of the... Let's see if this box is going to be big enough. There's a lot of air in there. I want the foam, not really the air. Let's pop a little hole in it. Hopefully those won't break. Always reluctant to write fragile on the box, because it always seems like the items I write fragile on the box get broke. It's gonna be a heavy booger. 7-Eleven. Oh, but only $11. Nice. Okay, Scott. Next up, we've got some LeBron youth shoes. He sold for $12, headed to Arizona. Next up, we've got both of those. Maybe are both of those international? Or maybe so. Or did I not click on the last one? We got a pair of Converse sneakers. These sold for. Oh, sorry, the LeBrons were $20. They sold for. Going to Colorado. I'm putting the wrong person's name. I put it on the wrong thing. Pay attention, James. Skipping things. That's the wrong name. Oops. Pay attention, mister. All right. Now it's going to Colorado. These are going to Arizona. Sold for $12. These might fit this way. Alrighty, 1, 5. The last US one we have, Rise of the Guardian pen set. These were part of when I used to do retail arbitrage from the FYE, the clearance stuff from them. Headed to Florida, sold for $9.50. All right. Humdy hum. Can get an early start to today. Should be able to get a good amount of stuff listed today. Getting such an early start. This thing's all curly. It's gonna be a pain. Curly Q. So I did that one. I sold a CD, but I'll have to do that one separate. It was a last minute pull. I guess I already had everything clicked. Sold for $10. Some international thing I'm not even going to try. From India. I'm not even going to try to pronounce any of that stuff. And then going to Canada. An item Jan picked up at the Benz. UHF movie with Weird Al on VHS. This sold for $20. Good find by Jan. I'm going to try to get some of the stuff she found the other day listed today. So if you watch the video on the Urban Picker channel, stuff she found I already got the cassettes listed. She spent $60. The one cassette I think I put up for 40, I think. 2 cassettes will pay for it. I think it was 45, and then one was 15, another was 15, another one was 30, just on the cassettes that she found. So that was awesome. Alrighty. Back to work to doubling down. Let's see where maybe at. So we're at $7.40. I'm at $66. So I'll take it. Why not? It's $12 I didn't have a minute ago for a bin item on a little Kurt change purse. So the cost was next to nothing. All right. I guess my international is going to drop since I've been ending and selling similar on so many items. Because when I end them on the US, they end on the international, but I only get 20 listings per international site, and it's only once a month, so they won't get repopulated until the first of the month. But I got, what's today? Wednesday. I thought I printed this up yesterday. Maybe not. It's saying I got 4 as of today, but the last one was printed up Monday night. So I guess maybe I might have forgot to print this one up yesterday. So 4 within the last 2 days, which nope, wrong print, James. Let's try that again. Boom. And eBay, boom. And eBay, I guess, didn't print up a scan form last night. It's been pretty steady, working properly. Either it didn't or Adrian forgot. One of the two. One of the two. Yeah, we just had the one from yesterday morning. All right. That is all for me for now. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and I will see you all in the next video.